A boy named Andrew grew up in the 60s in a single-parent home. They didn't have much, so he sold newspapers on the street corner to make money. During the summer, Andy went to the same street corner every day. He made 3 cents a paper, and after 4 or 5 hours, he'd usually come home with a little more than $1. Jack, a printer, passed by Andy every day, but he had already read his paper. One day Andy got his nerve up and asked, "Sir, would you like to buy your papers from me some days?" That kind of took Jack back, and he laughed. He said, "Perhaps." The man not only began buying the newspaper from Andy, but he took the 8-year-old Andy under his wing and began mentoring him. He met with his mom and asked if Andy could come and help at the printing shop. She was thrilled. At 11 years old, Jack started taking Andy to the country club where he belonged to and taught him how to play tennis. Andy would hear some of the other kids joking behind his back about his clothes, his race, and his differences. Jack said, "Don't worry about that, Andy. You don't have a problem. They have a problem." Jack was always instilling confidence and self-esteem into this young man. Andy got better and better at tennis. After high school, he was offered a full tennis scholarship to a major university. Nobody in Andy's family had ever gone to college. Andy decided that he was going to become a lawyer because all the people at the country club who wore nice suits were lawyers. Today, Andy is a judge and started a youth mentoring program for troubled teens. He's reaching out to help teenagers who were just like him. Over the years, the judge lost contact with the printer. He began to wonder about him and worried about how he was doing. He went back to the printing shop and to the home where Jack lived. He even checked the death records, but found nothing. For 6 years, the judge looked for his mentor, Jack. One day he was at a grocery store and he saw an old man over in the corner. He was about to be arrested. He was homeless, disoriented, and had health problems. When they looked at each other, their eyes met. Andrew said, "Jack, is that you?" There was a small smile. Jack was in the early stages of Alzheimer's. He had wandered away from his home and lost everything. Now it was Andrew's time to return the favor. And he did. He took Jack in. He got him a place to live and hired someone to take care of him, feed him, and watch over him. For the next 4 years, until Jack went to be with the Great Force, the judge would often go visit with him. His favorite thing was to walk in and see Jack sitting there, eating dinner and reading the paper. That's where it all began. When you give your time, resources, and abilities, the reward will come back to you. When you take time to invest in others, it starts a chain reaction. Not only will you come out better, but each person you affect will affect someone else. You never know the difference you make when you take time to care, when you take time to make someone else's life better.